Hello everyone, my name is Kovac Leonid. I'm a journalist and the creator of channel Story Without Borders. Today I'm shooting a new historical video about the curse of PHARAOH. Yes. So let's start with preview. Meaning curse of the pharaohs. The curse of the pharaohs, or the mummy's curse, is a curse alleged to be cast upon anyone who disrupts the mummy of an ancient Egyptian, especially a pharaoh. This curse, which does not differentiate between thieves and archaeologists, is claimed to cause bad luck, illness, or death. Since the mid-20th century, many authors and documentaries have argued that the curse is real in the sense of having scientifically explainable causes such as bacteria, fungi, or radiation. Of course, yes. However, the modern origins of Egyptian mummy curse tales their development primarily in European cultures. The shift from magic to science to explain curses and their changing uses, from condimenting distribute of dead to entertaining horror film audiences. Such the Egyptian curses are primarily a culture, not scientific phenomenon. Well, my dear friends, we move on the second part of the video. This is the curse of the pharaohs, and the first one we will look at its Tutankhamun. The curse of Tutankhamun. The belief in the curse was brought to many people's attention due to death of a few members of Howard Carter's team and other prominent visitors to the tomb shortly thereafter. Carter's team opened the tomb of Tutankhamun, KV62, in 1922, launching the modern era of Egyptology. The famous Egyptologist James Henry Breasted worked with Carter soon after the first opening of the tomb. He reported how Carter sent a messenger on an errand to his house. On approaching his home, the messenger thought he heard a faint, almost human cry. Upon reaching the entrance, he saw the bridge car occupied by a cobra. It's the symbol of the Egyptian monarchy. Carter's canary had died in its mouth, and this fueled local rumors of a curse. Arthur Weigel, a previous Inspector General of Antiquities to the Egyptian government, reported that this was interpreted as Carter's house being broken into by the royal cobra, the same as that worn on the king's head to strike enemies. On the very day the king's tomb was being broken into, an account to the incident was reported by the New York Times on 22nd December 1922. The first of the death was that of Lord Carnarvon, who financed the excavation. He had been bitten a mosquito and later slashed the bite accidentally while shaving. It became infected and resulted in blood poisoning. 2 weeks before Carnarvon died, Mary Corelli wrote an imaginative letter that we published in the New York World magazine, in which she quoted an abstract book that confidently asserted that dire punishment would follow any insertion into a sealed tomb. A media frenzy followed, with reports that the curse had been found in King's tomb. Though this was untrue, the superstitious Benito Mussolini, who had once accepted an Egyptian mummy as a gift, ordered its immediate removal from Palazzo Chigi. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, creator of Sherlock Holmes and spiritualist, suggests that Lord Carnarvon's death had been caused by elementals created by Tutankhamun's persisted to guard the royal tomb, and this further fueled the media interest. Arthur Weigel reported that 6 weeks before Carnarvon's death, he had watched the Earl laughing and joking as he entered the King's tomb, and said a nearly reporter, Henry Morton, "I give him 6 weeks to lie." The first autopsy carried out on the body of Tutankhamun by Dr. Derry found a housed lesion of the left cheek, but as Carnarvon had been buried 6 months previously, it was not possible to determine if his location of the wound on the king corresponded with the fatal mosquito on the Carnarvon.
A few moments later.
A study of documents and chivalry sources led the Lancet to conclude it unlikely that Carnarvon's death had anything to do with Tutankhamun's tomb, refuting another theory that exposure to toxic fungi, mycotoxins, had contributed to his demise. The report points out that the Earl was only one of many to enter the tomb on several occasions, and that none of the others were affected. The cause of Carnarvon's death was reported as pneumonia supervening on facial erysipelas, a streptococcus infection of the skin and underlying soft tissue. Pneumonia was thought to be only one of the various complications arising from the progressively invasive infection that eventually result in multi-organ failure. The Earl had been prone to frequent and severe lung infections, according to the Lancet, and there had been a general belief that one acute attack on bronchitis could have killed him. In such a debilitated state, the Earl's immune system was easily overwhelmed by erysipelas. In 1925, the anthropologist Henry Field, accompanied by Breasted, visited the tomb and recalled the kindness and friendliness of Carter. He also reported how a paperweight given to Carter's friend Sir Bruce Ingram was composed of a mummified hand with its wrist adorned with a scarab, bracelet marked with "Cursed be who moves my body. To him shall come fire, water, and pestilence." Soon after receiving the gift, Ingram's house burned down, followed by a flood when it was rebuilt. Lord Carter was entirely skeptical of such curses, dismissing them as Tommy rot and commenting that the sentiment of the Egyptologists is not one of fear, but of respect and awe, entirely opposite to foolish superstitions. In May 1926, he reported in his diary a sighting of a jackal of the same type as Anubis, the guardian of the dead. For the first time in over 35 years of working in the desert, although he did not attribute this to supernatural causes. My dear viewers, there is one very scary curse with the like and subscribe buttons. If you don't want to allow the curse, then click on the like and subscribe buttons. Ready to continue? Let's go!
2,000 years later.
Skeptics have pointed out that many others who visited the tomb or helped to discover it lived long and healthy lives. A study showed that of the 58 people who were present when the tomb and sarcophagus were opened, only 8 died within a dozen years. All the others were still alive, including Howard Carter, who died of lymphoma in 1939 at the age of 64. The last survivors included Lady Ariane Herbert, Lord Carnarvon's daughter, who was among the first people to enter the tomb after its discovery in November 1922. Who lived for a further 57 years and died in 1980, and American archaeologist Kahneman, who died in 1961, 39 years after. Is the curse real? For almost a century, the curse of the mummy has been one of the biggest mysteries for Egyptologists. But 2002 study disproved the theory that the curse was associated with an increased risk of death. But the story of the curse of the mummy caught on, and even a century later remains intriguing to contemporaries. Thank you very much for the view with yours story without borders. I think this video was great because it is 13 more minutes. It's great. Goodbye.